Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video and another episode of my MotoGP 18 career mode. And today we are here for round number 3 for the USA Grand Prix at the Circuit of the Americas in my third season and now the premier class in MotoGP. Now if you guys did miss the last episode at Argentina, do check it out because we went up from 105 to a 108% difficulty increase, and we are going even higher in this episode. But first of all, we want to check out how that last episode went on 108. Do go check it out, and I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys, but it's a pretty interesting race weekend. But yet again, another race here for the Circuit of the Americas, and it's going to be an interesting one. We actually have an upgrade on the bike for this race, two of them actually on the frame department, so hopefully those work nicely for us and we can try and find a little bit of pace. Realistically though, it's going to be hard to see where we are on a scale, because we are going to go even higher on the difficulty. So as you can see, we've got it on 110 now, and it's the highest it's ever been, and we're slowly making our way up. But let's see how it goes. Let's see if we can have a good race weekend. I'm looking forward to it. 110 is going to be a proper challenge, but I'm looking forward to getting my teeth into it. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into qualifying for the USA Grand Prix. Right then, we are delving straight into Q2. Practice was a success. We was fast enough to get through Q1 without even having to qualify. So overall, very good. Also, bike feels good around here. A lot of things to learn though in this 15-minute qualifying session as I really try and push the pace of the bike. Okay, end of our first attempt. I think it's been a pretty good lap actually. A couple of scruffy corners, but all in all pretty good. Up to the line, it's a 202.6. Wow, that is quick. That is really quick. Oh no, that was a good session. I can't complain. Very, very good pace. So overall, I think that's going to be pole for us in the USA Grand Prix. Such a lack of talking, but I was so focused on making the lap work. It's such a long lap around this circuit. But anyway, let's get into the final results.
Let's have a look at the times after the second and last qualifying session. Our live broadcast ends here for today. Thanks for joining us. Tune in again tomorrow for live coverage of the MotoGP Class Grand Prix.
And on the buzzer, we've actually I thought I had pole quite comfortably. Turns out we actually lost it. That last attempt where it fell off was actually critical, because even though I was down on time, I think I could have improved a little bit because my final sector was poor. But yeah, Marquez and Vinales have pipped us right at the end, so maybe this isn't as one-sided as I thought it was. So there we go. There's your final grid, and I'm starting to realise that in MotoGP, the big boys set their big laps right at the very, very end. So it's not over until it's over. But anyway, it's time for the race.
We are moving to the starting grid, while the cameras are showing us the riders concentrating before the start of the race.
Right, race time here at COTA. Front row start, third place for us. We need to make this opportunity count. We've got a good pace, again, for the third race in a row. Might have to go even higher on the difficulty for the next race, but we'll take it as it comes. So let's get the hard tyres on the bike, because this is a very tough track on tyres. And hopefully we can have a good race. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a real challenge, but you know, if we can hold on to this position, I'll be more than happy. Realistically, Marquez is a bit quick. Dovi will also be quick as well. Maverick might also have good pace. So we're going to be surrounded by a lot of quick guys. So realistically, we could potentially get second. Mark is normally untouchable at COTA. So let's see how it goes. But anyway, guys, enough rambling. Let's get into the race for round number 3 for the USA Grand Prix. Right, let's get the assist turned off and get ready for the 5 red lights here at COTA, and we're away. It's a quick 5 lights. We've had actually a pretty good start. A poor initial launch, but a good second phase to the start as we go into turn 1 for the first time. Going very deep on the brakes on purpose. Trying to straighten out the bike on the exit. The Ducatis, though, off to an incredible start. Lorenzo leading the way here. Absolutely phenomenal start. Dovi in second. So those guys in red are getting an absolutely brilliant launch off of the line, and a great start as we go through the S's for the first time. This is where I'm fastest, and this is my strong point, so I've got to make this count. Sector 2 I'm pretty good at as well. 3 and 4 I'm very poor. I mean, especially sector 4 I am very poor. So we need to make up the time in these first 2 sectors to be able to not lose too much in the final 2. But Lorenzo off to a phenomenal start in that Ducati, as is Dovi. So those guys really getting off to a fast start here at COTA. Let's see how we go though onto the back straight, cutting that hairpin a little bit there, but no real harm done as the Ducatis power away on the straight. Look how quick they are. They're going to go for a little bit of a battle here on the back straight as Dovi tries to pull alongside Lorenzo. We're going to look for the break point into the hairpin. A very tricky break point this one, because it's always awkward. Getting it all slowed down, hot on the brakes. I bumped the back of Lorenzo slightly, a la Valentino Assen, and Dovi's made the move for the lead, so fair play to him. We're just going to try and follow these guys through. Lorenzo going back up the inside of his teammate. This is great action here already at COTA. This track is extremely bumpy, very easy to fall off, so I've got to be very careful on the brakes. That's the main one. I've got to be very careful to not overdo it on the braking, because I will go down. This corner here is where I lose a lot of time. I've got to try and keep it as tight to the inside as possible, because if I go any wider, people are just going to fly up the inside and make the move. So I need to make sure I cut off the overtaking spot. You can see already visibly the gap, how much I've lost in this final sector to the AI. I just struggle through here so much, but now we've survived that, we can crack on with lap 2 and see if we can make up the gap to the Ducatis in sectors 1 and 2 again. Okay, we've had a great sector 1 onto sector 2 now. We're on the slipstream of Lorenzo. I think I'm a little bit far back, but I could go for a move on the braking here, because I'm very different to braking compared to the AI into this sort of hairpin corner. On the inside, Lorenzo, though, I'm hot, drifting the rear tyre, but we've made it work beautifully. I made up a load of time in sector 1, and I managed to get myself really nice and close to Jorge there. Didn't really think I'd make it stick into the apex, but I did, so good news. But now we're going to be on the back foot for the rest of this lap now, starting from this corner onwards, because I'm just not that quick through this sector 4. Lorenzo already trying to get back past me on the inside. I've got to stay nice and tight to the apexes here. Absolutely important to follow the arrow, make sure Lorenzo doesn't go for any moves. You can see the train I'm holding up behind me here, so it's important that we don't allow an opportunity for an overtake as we go for the penultimate corner here. A little bit wide, but not too shabby. Get it slowed down on the brakes into the final corner. Missed my apex slightly, but not too bad there on the power. And out of the final corner onto lap number 3. Let's see now if we can actually stretch these guys through sector 1 again. Okay, Dovi's pace is just a bit too strong at the minute. Valentino is really putting the pressure on. Luckily, sector 1's coming up, so I can once again try and maintain my distance. Okay, gap to Dovi 1.4, gap to Rossi 1.2. So we've managed to stretch the field out a little bit, but now is when Rossi starts to pull that gap back over the rest of the lap. Okay, 202.4 on that last lap. That's pretty much a personal best for me, so we didn't actually lose that much time on that last lap to Rossi or Dovi on that final sector. So maybe we can try and really get that gap out this lap. Now we have the opportunity of being a little bit further ahead than the last few laps. Okay, we're inside a second in terms of the gap to Dovi, gap to Rossi in up to 2 seconds. So we've had a very good lap here. If we can match the final sector from the last lap, I might have half a chance of getting onto the back of Dovi this time next lap. 202.4 again. That's good news, matching the last lap. And we are now closer to Dovi than we are to Valentino. Okay, we are closer than we've ever been to Dovi here. Sectors 1 and 2 have been phenomenal. Marquez now is recovering through the field I think the reason why I'm so competitive and why I'm coming alive in this race is because if you look at my tyre wear, I don't ever remember having tyre wear so good in a MotoGP race before, or any of the races in my past categories for that matter. So right now we've got a real good chance here of getting past Dovi if we keep this up. Okay, across the line, 3 laps to go into the 202.3s now, so pace really good here. Let's try and get past Dovi. I think we can do it. Dovi's responded on that last lap. I did a 203.4 still, but Dovi's pace was really good in that last lap. Through his S's, I just make so much time on Dovi, and it's pretty much just keeping it nice and tidy and stay relatively close until we go over this next crest, where if I get the line right, I can gain a lot of time, which is there. That's when I really get it perfect, and then it's just a matter of getting it nicely done on the braking, keep it nice and tidy into the apex, and then get on the power nice and early. And there we go, we are right on the back of Dovi this time. This might be our best chance yet to get past the Italian rider. Our tyres are still so well conserved. We are holding on beautifully here. Let's see what we're like. I hate this corner. I'm dodgy on the brakes at best. I'm hot on the brakes as I run way deep, get it all completely wrong. And there's our first attempt, and potentially only one down the drain. So there's where I'm lacking a bit in the the main areas with this bike. 202.4. That's a much better lap. Let's see, last lap of the Grand Prix, can we do it? Can we put the pressure on Dovi here and make it happen? It's going to be interesting, it's going to be close as I get turn 1 a little bit hot on the brakes. Luckily though, not too bad actually, we managed to pull it back quite nicely as I ream my way out of turn 1. This is critical now, every corner has to be perfect from now on. Okay, down the crest, this is where I gain a lot of time. I'm a little bit wide that lap, but still within range. Make sure we get it also down for the hairpin. A little bit of rear brake action, mostly rear brake action really. On the power though, out the hairpin, a little bit of a wheelie, not ideal. We are a little bit far back from really going for the move here, but I'm going to try and stay focused and try and brake as late as I can for this next corner. Keeping the pressure on Dovi here, still just trying to keep up with him as much as I can. Oh, that was very close to falling off there. The front end just tucked underneath me for a split second. I know I'm good on the brakes into the final corner, but I need to be a little bit closer than this. Come on. These next 2 corners I'm okay at. I can keep up through here. Nicely done through there. It is a little bit too far for me, I think, to the final corner. I'm going to go late on the brakes, but oh, just not enough. Dovi's going to win it at COTA. We're going to come home for a 2nd place as I wheelie over the line in dramatic fashion. First ever attempt at a wheelie. Didn't really end well, but I'm not complaining. We bring it home in 2nd place, and that is a very good result for us. And I didn't really expect that, to be fair. I thought staying on the podium would have been a challenge, but I think it's fair to say it's time to go up to 120%, guys. The challenge and the pressure is on.
Soon, cameras will take us to the podium to see the award ceremony. But in the meantime, let's take a look at the final ranking of the MotoGP class.
And there we have it, Dovi wins the US GP. We come home in 2nd place. Valentino Rossi rounds off the podium. Marc Marquez, the master of COTA, doesn't actually win. That's the big headline, really. Finally, Marquez cannot win at the Circuit of the Americas. Johan Zarco in P5 ahead of Jorge Lorenzo. And Maverick Vinales, who also started on the front row, are only P7 there, with Crutchlow and Pedrosa rounding out the top 9. But in terms of the Riders' Championship after that race, we jump up into 3rd place. Still 29 points behind Desmo Dovi, who has been absolutely untouchable, winning 3 out of 3 so far this season. Marquez in P2 and Zarco currently in P4 as we overtake in this race. And in terms of the championship in the constructors, we dropped down to we actually got up to P3, overtaking Yamaha by 1 point, which is pretty incredible, as Ducati lead the way thanks to Dovi's points. And in terms of the team championship, we dropped 1 place to Yamaha, dropping down to P4 after we were the only Aprilia, I believe, to score points, as Maverick and also Valentino scored solid points for them as a constructor. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this episode, but we're now going to move into the bike development and see if we have enough points for a potential upgrade. Okay, so after that race, I do genuinely feel like we need some improvements on the brakes when it comes to the upgrades. So what I'm going to go for is probably the aggression, a little bit more brake power. I really want to try and get the bike slowed down a little bit more, so we're going to get that on the bike straight away. And then I'm probably going to look at aerodynamics to try and maybe get some downforce upgrades to keep the bike from wheeling, which is something it does quite a lot as well. But I'm going to show you guys right now for the next episode, as I actually go into the wrong option there. We're going to go on to the next weekend, which will be at Jerez, and we are straight away going to max it out to 120. This is going to be very interesting. But anyway, guys, the settings are saved. The scene is set for the next race in Jerez. join me then for round number 4 of the MotoGP career mode in season 3. But anyway, guys, if you have enjoyed this episode, drop a like on the video. Let's try and smash 150 likes, guys. Also, do get subscribed for daily Formula 1 and MotoGP content. And finally, check out these 2 videos on screen if you have missed. And other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you on my next video very soon. Goodbye.